Let's talk about Constellation Energy. This is a sector that Mark and I have talked about a lot because of the demand that is put on basically electricity providers in a world where we need more power for data centers, we need more power for EVs and the like. Well, turns out there's a lot of problems, even though they had great numbers, and this firm had great numbers, but nuclear stocks across the board today are getting hit because they fear that perhaps there's going to be more regulation coming down because nukes have just been jumping up so much, and the cost of not just the uranium, Mark, but the cost of getting these plants back online is perhaps somewhat prohibitive. So Constellation trades down hard. And you know what, folks? Yes, we had unusual activity with the stock north of $260 a share. There it is. On the 18th of October, stock basically just shy of 270. They're buying the November 8th, that's this Friday, expiring 250 puts. Well, they paid $10 for a put that now is worth some $35.
Nice.
So that is a nice windfall for all of our subscribers. And if you're not one yet, folks, you should be one.
Yeah, and love to see that. Kudos to everybody. Take profits, of course, especially heading into increased vol, which we already covered. But I think, there's a little bit of a misnomer in the Chiron there, nuclear slips. Constellation, don't forget, is the company that agreed and announced the restart of 3 Mile Island, okay? It's one of the largest reactors in the United States, one of the largest nuclear plants in the United States. And it's not terribly surprising that there's going to be some regulatory concern, maybe some regulatory headwind against, and certainly maybe even public concern and headwind when it comes to turning on a facility of that size. The question really is, John, what does this mean for the nuclear space in general? And I'm not prepared, as I teased in the cold open, to say that, we're going to see continued problems for nuclear, broadly speaking. I think this actually sets the cards up very nicely for our friends that are in the SMR space, the small modular reactor space. The footprint is a fraction of a 3 Mile Island. The amount of uranium involved is a small fraction of what a large plant like that is. Will there be regulatory review of those SMRs? There will be, but I think that's a big part of why that space has been as hot as it is, because there's no comparison to saying I'm going to have a small modular reactor that fits in the size of a metric shipping container on the back of a semi somewhere and flipping the switch to turn 3 Mile Island back on. Huge difference in safety, huge difference, I think, even in regulatory concern there. So we'll see. And look, they're beating up CEG pretty heavily, and based on what happens tomorrow, you could see a rebound, because I think you'll see it if there is a Trump administration, you would see more willingness to go into things like nuclear as well as into drilling. But